All righty. Well, hey, welcome to the 2021 Gulatech Foundation Award Ceremony. And we are going to be awarding a variety of awards that we call Data Care Awards for organizations and nonprofits that increase cybersecurity awareness.
Yeah, data care has been a term that we've been gravitating to because when we are looking at the workforce development shortage, how do we get more people engaged in cybersecurity? We're trying to use and change the terminology to data care to try to make it more personal, to get people's attention and understand that they have a personal responsibility to help with national security and national defense, but their own defense. And then turn it around, companies also have the responsibility to protect the data that they have been provided with these by the public.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about why we need public cybersecurity awareness, even though we just had the Colonial Pipeline, and we're doing this at the largest cybersecurity conference in the world. We're going to announce our winners. We have 4 runners up, and we also have a first place, second place, and a third place winner. We're going to hear from each of those winners. And then, as Cindy said, we're going to go in a little bit, if we have time, to talk a little bit more about our data care initiative.
And keeping in mind, these were competitive grants. So people, organizations put their programs forward, and we had the ability to vet and look at a wide variety of submissions to come up with these winners.
So for those of you attending who don't know who we are, this is Cindy Gula.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
I'm Ron Gula. We run Gulatech Adventures, and we named it Adventures because we are actually involved in a number of different things in the cybersecurity industry. We have a foundation called the Gulatech Foundation, which is focused on philanthropy and cybersecurity. Gulatech Adventures is our venture capital arm. We invest in a lot of great companies. You'll see a lot of these companies at RSA. People probably saw Bryson Bort from Scythe, for example, at a number of conferences. They're one of our portfolio companies there. And then we also have our own show called Gulatech Cyber Fiction, because we're both science fiction nerds. And we really actually think science fiction has actually dealt with a lot of the different social and technological struggles that we're dealing with today in cybersecurity.
So in January, we had a grant, like another competitive grant, $1 million, looking to find nonprofits that were engaged in increasing African-American engagement in cybersecurity. Diversity is a very big effort of pretty much the industry. And there's very specific terminology, backgrounds, and things that we recognize that we want to be a lot more inclusive and inviting. And so we really wanted to support the top 3 organizations, which, the first place was 500,000, the second was 300,000, and the third place was 200,000. And you can go to our website, gula.tech, to look more into those organizations. If you want to get involved, that would be great. Education is very local and personal. So again, more that we can do, the more we can amplify and get great people in cyber engaged with the public will be better.
And doing that grant, it's more than just giving money. I mean, we're happy to give, but it was about highlighting what they were doing and bringing them to the media, introducing to the sort of our network of funds and companies we're working with. And one of the things that happens, we got the attention of the RSA conference. So I think Cindy and I just want to thank everybody at the RSA conference for being able to run this Gulatech Foundation award ceremony, during the conference, and getting that kind of exposure. So we couldn't do this. It's not just the Ron and Cindy show. We actually have a board of foundation advisors. We have an advisory board, a wide variety of names. I'm not going to go through them all here, but it's a diverse group. Folks from academia, folks from government, folks from industry, some folks from nonprofit land. And we have an internal process where we select maybe 10%, 20% of all of our submissions. And then our foundation board, they actually pick the winners. So we have a very, try to make a way that's non-conflicted and whatnot. But we couldn't do this without them. I just wanted to acknowledge who these people are. And again, thank them for their help, because it makes our job a lot easier. because everybody's a winner. I mean, everybody's doing good work. Trying to pick the foundation, trying to pick the nonprofits that make the most impact is hard work, and we couldn't do it without them.
So this grant was increasing public cybersecurity awareness, again, wrap it around data care, whatever we could do. And it wasn't limited to a geographic location. It wasn't limited to K through 12 education or other demographics. It was open to everybody, because this is going to be one of the driving factors that we see is the more public engagement we can have, the more successful cybersecurity companies are going to be, the national security that the government's doing is going to be. So we just really need all hands on deck. And we were really happy to see the wide variety of applications that we did get.
So today we're going to be announcing $1 million in grants across 7 winners. We have 4 runners up. Nobody wants to be 4th place, 5th place, or 7th, but we have 4 runners up. They're each going to get $100,000 each. And we also have 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place getting 150, 200, 250K. We're all in cybersecurity. If you add all this stuff, it comes to $1 million. But it's more than just the money. It's the exposure. If anybody out there's watching, wants to learn about these people, please feel free to contact us, go right to their website. But without further ado, we're going to start talking about how we went through this. And how we picked the winners and what were some of the different dynamics in separating these organizations apart.
Oh, no, this is all you.
All me?
Oh, this is all you.
We've rehearsed this. This is great. So, when you think about how do you measure impact, if you've ever seen somebody like Sunil Yu, slice and dice the cyber defense matrix and all the different ways you could, he practices this in almost everything he does. And what we wanted to do is really find a way to kind of separate organizations and talk about how they did. So one way was demographics. So demographics is a fancy word for your population. Is it kids? Is it senior citizens? Is it veterans? Is it minorities? So some cybersecurity nonprofits focused on a certain demographic. Others have a different medium. Do they speak in classrooms? Do they speak on the internet? Are they doing PBS, public awareness news shows? Are they doing coloring books? So the medium is a different thing to consider as well. And then finally, what are the numbers? Is if somebody's going to make a coloring book and give it to one K through 12 classroom, that's not as impactful as maybe somebody who's doing it across 1,000. So we looked at all 3 of those different things, and this was a lot of the ways that our board was able to kind of separate and pick some of those winners. And we were just excited that we actually got different. If you look at the distribution of everybody who came in here, we've got somebody in almost every demographic. We've got a lot of different mediums. It's not just all people doing online YouTube videos and things like that. So there are some pretty innovative things.
Yeah.
So let's get right to it.
Very excited to announce.
All right. So introducing the 4 runner-ups. I think I have the first one here. So the first runner-up that we're going to be announcing is the National Cybersecurity Center. So the National Cybersecurity Center is dedicated to raising cybersecurity awareness through education and public policy innovation. Their education programs equip K through 12 students and adult learners with education and certification opportunities to address the cybersecurity workforce and knowledge gaps. Cyber for State Leaders raises cybersecurity awareness and hygiene practices of state leaders across the country. With respect to policy, NCC focuses on innovative technologies in elections, an emerging cyber resource center for state and local governments, to include a cyber range, and the first space ISAC with leading space industry partners. So you can see that's a great example of a nonprofit that touches a wide number of things. In particular, we were really impressed with how they worked with state and local government leaders.
Yeah, it's quite the need. One in Tech is an ISACA Foundation organization. They work to build diversity, inclusion, and equity within the cybersecurity space to ensure underrepresented and underserved populations can stay safe online and enable strong pathways to a data caring career. I like how they incorporated data care in there. Our key focus is providing educators support, leadership experiences, events, and advocacy about both cyber safety and cyber careers to children and adults. Specifically women, girls, and people of color. OIT utilizes a collaborative model for maximum impact, partnering with communicating and communicating with organizations such as the Chicago Public School System, American Black Librarian Association, Erie One BOCES, Women for Cyber, AnitaB.org, and various companies in nearly 200 ISACA chapters around the world. Again, very broad capability, pulling in partners that are all, interested in needing to drive forward the awareness.
So this next third runner-up is not a traditional cybersecurity nonprofit.
Partners in Care from Maryland is dedicated to helping older adults live and thrive independently. The culture of their staff, sponsors, donors, and volunteers of all generations provide a network to help keep senior adults independent, safe, healthy, and active community members. They will launch a data care for seniors, members, volunteers, family members, and staff on their new website designed to provide information and provide access to relevant and free Partners in Care services. Again, there's several of us that know the senior population, really that the way you address these different populations is different. It's not one thing fits all. So we're really happy that there was a submission specifically for seniors.
And our last runner-up is Theorem Media. Theorem Media has a mission to harness digital entertainment to create a more educated, inclusive, and involved citizenry. We work with world-class directors, writers, and producers to create popular digital short films, podcasts, graphic novels with massive distribution, including K through 12 and companion materials. Theorem Media has established partnerships with iconic, culturally influential international film festivals and will establish further partnerships with cybersecurity forums worldwide to coordinate both festival and command performance screenings. This is a really cool nonprofit. They've also got, normally I don't call out other people's advisory boards, but two of our foundation folks are on their advisory board, both Dimitri Alperovich and Tony Sager. Now, the way of a process, they have to recuse themselves, but it's still kind of cool that they're there. Eli Sugarman, who helped us kind of get our foundation give out, he's there. And also Jen Easterly, she's probably a little busy right now because she took over CISA. So that's quite a well-connected group. So congratulations to all of our four runners up right there.
Right. And, we've been crying or collaborating, trying to figure out how do we do a PSA, a public service announcement, kind of like Smokey the Bear or anything else to help draw in. And this, to me is a really unique way to draw in more public engagement in this industry.
Excellent. Well, now on to our third place, second place, and first place grants. Cindy's going to introduce our third place grant.
So the third place winner has for 25 years significantly raised awareness of the cryptologic communities. This organization provides free cyber education resources for K through 20 cohorts and stimulates conversations regarding data care. This organization will utilize the funding to conduct focus groups aimed at reaching beyond its current relationships and to determine and collect of storybook content that resonates and effectively communicates this message to the masses, especially those in underrepresented groups. It is crucial that credence be given to the youth voices to inspire the next generation of cyber professionals. And based on this organization will exponentially increase outreach and impact. And the third place winner is the National Cryptologic Foundation. And today we have two representatives, Laura Nelson, who is the CEO, and Mark Lepker, who is the Education Program Director. So welcome.
Thank you. Well, good morning. I'm Laura Nelson, the President and CEO of the National Cryptologic Foundation, and we would like to thank the Gula Foundation for this generous grant and opportunity to explore and educate all individuals about the importance of data care. The recent hacking of the Colonial Pipeline demonstrated the importance of data care, not only from a corporate standpoint, but from a national and economic standpoint. We recognize the U.S. is being targeted more often now than in the last 50 years. 50 years ago, we protected the defense of our nation with or through cryptology. Now the lessons of cryptology are being incorporated into cybersecurity, the defense of our nation, and the defense of our own personal data. For those of you not familiar with the National Cryptologic Foundation, we were incorporated 25 years ago as the National Cryptologic Museum Foundation. We were originally incorporated to support activities, displays, and artifact acquisition for the National Cryptologic Museum. But over the years, our mission has broadened to include a robust education program and a capital campaign to build the Cyber Center for Education and Innovation. Our mission is to educate, stimulate, commemorate. To educate the public and inspire our nation's students to explore cryptology, cyber, and STEM fields of study, to stimulate robust dialogue and engagement with the American public on cyber policy, technology, privacy, and data care, and to commemorate all those who serve in silence in the cryptologic mission with valor and distinction. Our support of the National Cryptologic Museum remains a vital part of our mission, especially as we expand our partnership with the National Security Agency. The reason why we're here and being recognized by the Google Foundation is due to the steadfast leadership of our Education Director, Mark Lepker. Our education program includes, one, the development and piloting of high school cybersecurity curriculum guidelines and use of the guidelines in state departments of education and school districts across the country. The curriculum is available at no charge to every U.S. high school through our partner, Teach Cyber. Second, hosting cybersecurity professional development workshop for teachers. Third, virtually bringing cybersecurity education into the classroom even before the pandemic was started. And finally, developing a data care concept booklet for middle school students and teachers that describes how cyber touches every aspect of our lives. We have come to recognize that introducing concepts of data care and cybersecurity should and can be similar to a teen learning how to drive. From a very young age, we teach our children to stop at a stop sign or stoplight and to drive at the speed limit. It may be a concept that we could duplicate for data care. Create the highway for current and future students to become a cybersecurity literate generation. And now, Mark Lepker will explain how we're going to use this grant opportunity to educate K through 12 students.
Thank you very much, Laura. You know, developing that middle school booklet with the data care theme led us to seek this additional opportunity from the Google Foundation. You know, we discovered that we needed a new language to describe the personal sense of responsibility for how cyber touches every aspect of our lives. The cybersecurity message is very complex, and we need to change that language. The middle school booklet begins to shift that message to the data care message. You know, our partner Start Engineering, this grant will allow us to establish effective means and channels to communicate the data care message to the masses. Now, especially those in underrepresented groups. Now, there's many ways to tell the story, right? And different communities hear and learn by unique methods. Using various techniques, including focus groups, we'll discover those modalities and channels that resonate with these groups. From this research, we will develop the messages leveraging the work we've done already with media vehicles calibrated to those populations identified so that they can benefit from this amplified awareness and interest regarding data care principles and behaviors. Now, our overarching vision for this portfolio of audience-specific messages will portray data care as a holistic enterprise encompassing individual and institutional responsibilities, technology and behavioral approaches to prevention and protection, and most importantly, the career opportunities for the diverse populations across a wide range of roles and functions. Now, we are extremely excited about getting started on this project and spreading the message of data care. Thank you very much, Ron and Cindy. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Go back to sharing my screen. Awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Very excited to see what you come up with. And oops, Oh, the cat's out of the bag
Cat's
on
out of
this
the bag.
one.
Sorry about that.
Second winner.
Technical glitch. So, all right, now I don't have to pretend that it's a secret. So, as the leading U.S. voice in cybercrime victims, Cybercrime Support Network serves those affected by cybercrime support during and after. They connect victims to resources, increase cybercrime reporting, and empower digital citizens to defend against cybercrime. CSN launched 3 new programs in 2021: Secure Together, Senior Romance Scam Peer Support. That's kind of an interesting one. I want to hear about that.
No, you don't.
And all right, and Partnership to Fight Cybercrime for the military and veteran community. So with that, I'd like to welcome Kristen Judge, the CEO and president of Cybercrime Support Network. And again, apologies for the lack of reveal there.
That's okay. We don't need a drum roll. This is just so exciting. Thank you so much, Cindy, Ron, and to the Gula Tech Foundation board for recognizing the value of our work. It means so much to us. It's such an honor to have your trust and support. And I may be the CEO and founder of CSN, but our success has everything to do with our mission, our partners, and a mission-driven team that we have working every day to serve others. I'm so honored to work with the people at CSN. We really are an incredible team. Our mission is very simple. We want to serve individuals and small businesses that are impacted by cybercrime. When we started CSN, it was actually a group of volunteers coming together with the understanding that no one was really giving the victims one place to go to get help. And there's places to report, and there's also organizations that do great education and awareness, but we were missing this one piece, and that's what we wanted to fill. Where is the one place I could go after my small business or myself have been a victim of cybercrime? And our board of directors, our advisory board are made up of some of the industry's finest leaders. And we partner with government agencies along with NGOs leading in securing the cyber ecosystem. When I told people I wanted to take on the issue of serving cybercrime victims, most people thought I was a little crazy, but I said, I'm not going to do it alone. And we're not doing it alone. We have so many great partners. Multiple countries around the world have federal programs with one national call center to go to for reporting, response, and recovery. So that's what we've been working towards in the US for over 5 years. And the Cyberspace Solarium Commission is now recommending a national center to the Biden-Harris administration. So we feel like we've been giving a voice to the victims in Congress and around the country. But until we have one national call center, we've created fightcybercrime.org as a one-stop shop for people to get resources. We also partnered with Google to create scamspotter.org to go in and see, am I in the middle of a scam? Is this true or not? And people can help get information there on 3 golden rules to spot a scam. So at CSN, we envision a society where everyone has the knowledge, the skills, and the resources needed to recognize and then defend against cybercrime, because cybercrime is going to continue to grow and devastate people and businesses and our economies as long as it's profitable for the criminals. So that's why the idea of data care resonates so much with our team, because we find sometimes that victims of cybercrime don't even recognize that a cybercrime occurred. It's a technical thing to them. It's an IT thing for them, but data care can really help people understand what this is about, and it's about me, and I have data and I should take care of it. So to me, it was really a no-brainer to want to connect with this great idea of helping people understand what's happening. And it's going to take us a long way to getting the buy-in from whole communities now. So I'd like to change the conversation too when we're talking about cybercrime on a national level and talk about the impact of cybercrime as an economic crisis. Very few people talk about it that way, but if we estimate that over $200 billion is stolen from small businesses and individuals just like you and I every year, that's money not being spent on healthcare, food to feed our families, our rent, going shopping on Main Street, retirement. So when you put it that way, lawmakers and decision makers really understand this issue better. Again, it's not an IT issue, it's an economic issue, it's a personal issue, it's a mental health issue. So CSN has launched and is in the process of launching 3 impactful national programs this year. We're so excited, and the partnership with the Gula Foundation and this gift is really going to help us amplify these programs. So the first one is our partnership to fight cybercrime for the military and veteran community. We're creating a national program in partnership with Craig Newmark Philanthropies and the Bob Woodruff Foundation to ensure our service members and their families and caregivers have consistent messaging about the threats, and then they have the resources to recognize, respond, and recover from an incident. We know that they're disproportionately targeted, and we want to make sure they have consistent messaging. So we've got some beautiful PSAs, and we're partnering with military service organizations and veteran service organizations to help amplify the messaging. And so hopefully it'll be something that people recognize right away. We're thankful to Craig Newmark and Comcast that gave us the seed funding for that program. And Comcast actually just gave us airtime worth about $500,000. So our PSAs can run all around the country in the fall. So it really is a public-private partnership. Everyone's coming together. Second, we just launched this last Monday, our first facilitated peer support program for survivors of romance fraud. We work in partnership with prosecutors and other impactful organizations like the Department of Justice Elder Fraud Hotline to identify participants who could benefit from the group. And the FINRA Foundation has graciously provided us the seed funding for this program. And it brings people together. We are providing ourselves education during this hour-long session on fraud and best practices. And then Give an Hour, which is an incredible nonprofit, provides licensed mental health professionals to help support the healing. So that program, we hope to grow and have hundreds of groups and help people through that very, very dramatic and impactful issue of trust and losing money, but then also wondering, who can I trust on the internet? And when your love life is attached to it, it's really raw sometimes. So our third program is Secure Together, and Trend Micro gave us the seed funding for this. It includes a webinar series, and we've already gotten that up and running. And then we're going to actually change the security posture. This is the part that gets me really excited, of people in the US. We are going to work with partners to create a website where someone that's a little more tech savvy can sit down with someone in their life and help them actually add two-factor authentication to their email and social media, and actually add automatic updates to their browser and their apps, and change their posture. Not just tell them about it, not just show them a video, but sit down and do it. And then check off that, yes, I did this for them. And with them, they're more secure. And then put in their zip code. We're gonna do some competitions, maybe between fraternities or between even state governments. Private sector companies can volunteer to have this be their day of volunteer, where they all go out and work with 3 small businesses maybe in their community, and just put in some basic cybersecurity that we all know is going to make a difference. And then we're going to measure it with a thermometer on our website and show the millions of people that are now more secure because of this program. So we've had so many people come to us and say, how can I volunteer? And so we've created this great program that will launch in October, and people will be able to volunteer and actually change the security posture of people that they work with and that they care about. So more to come on that in October. So the gift we received today will help us help millions more through these programs. And our team could not be more proud to be included among these incredible organizations doing so much for the community that we all are trying to serve. So thank you again for the opportunity to apply and partner with you, Cindy and Ron. We're just so honored on behalf of the entire team at CSN.
Well, that's great. Again, we're very excited about the work that you're doing directly to the people and the victims. And sometimes this industry blames the victim, whereas any of us can get attacked. And so we really appreciate the work you're doing there.
Thank you.
All right. And so now for the first place winners. So this organization is at a very significant university, is committed to creating a culture of cybersecurity through a comprehensive K-12 cybersecurity program. At this organization, the program provides physical card games and digital education games and classroom material at no cost to K-12 classrooms. These STEM resources are designed to complement each other or function independently. They are easy to access at home to engage the entire family, creating a culture of cybersecurity throughout the community. And the winner of this grant is the Center for Infrastructure Assurance and Security at the University of Texas in San Antonio. And here we have with us Larry
Charlene.
Shaleen. We did practice, but you know.
Well, thank you very much, Ron and Cindy. We're ecstatic of winning first place, and the competition, obviously, as you've heard, was stiff. So to win first place is just a great honor for the CIS. The CIS has been around for about 20 years, and the Culture Cybersecurity Program is just one part of our efforts. We've been out in the community, as I said, for the last 20 years, trying to improve cybersecurity today. What can we do to help folks, become better cyber citizens, secure their organizations, and it's different for many centers in the academic area. Many come and go, with a grant. We've been around for, like I said, 20 years, and we've been pretty successful. We also at the CIS have a competitions group that is the technology behind the Cyber Patriot program from AFA, the Air Force Association, which is very successful. And we also do the National Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition, which is in its 16th year now. We do training, work a lot with FEMA and CISA and DHS. But I am the director of the game program, and I think I have the funnest part of the jobs here at CIS. We started in 2016 this program to reach students in K through 12. And we first targeted the 6th through 12 grades with our collectible card game called Cyber Threat Defender. We wanted to develop something that was truly a game and it was fun for students to play. And through this repetition of playing the game because they enjoyed it, they would learn about cybersecurity. We just didn't want something that they would play once and move on and never touch again. We wanted something that they would play in school, maybe play at home, play with friends and family, and really get them thinking about, cybersecurity is part of everyone's life. So we have started that, and we have over 50,000 decks distributed globally. This is something that we are very proud of. CTD is in 17 countries that we know of. At least 500 schools and school districts are using this tool daily in their classrooms. And one of the proudest things is the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, has adopted CTD as part of their curriculum at their technical schools at Keesler Air Force Base. So it's proven itself time and again with a wide audience, again, from 6th grade on up to 12th and beyond. This was only accomplished through sponsorships and gifts from the private industry, individuals. There is no dedicated funding from the state or the academic university here for this program. So it's really through folks out there that are involved in cybersecurity that want to impact and want that workforce coming up to know cybersecurity and what they need to do. The demand was extremely great from the elementary school teachers for something similar to CTD, but more on that the grade levels, K through 5. So we developed 2 more games. One was called Cyber Threat Protector, which focuses on grades 3 through 5, and then our Cyber Threat Guardian game, which is K through 2. And obviously, you're not going to teach a kindergartner about in-depth cybersecurity, but we need to start as early as possible creating great and good cyber citizens out there. So this trilogy of games, builds upon each other. They can go from grade to grade with the same concept, the same tools to help them understand cybersecurity. We estimate that probably we are reaching 250,000 students every school year, right? So these cards that are in the schools, it's just not one student that's using them. Every year, students are being exposed to this tool. So that number is growing rapidly. And this gift literally is going to help us double that number and that outreach. This is the single largest gift that we've received for this program, and we just couldn't be happier that we can put this money to use to get these cards into the hands of students and teachers. The best praise for this program comes from the teacher, and it's changed the way they teach cybersecurity in the classroom. So you can't get a better recommendation from them, from a teacher coming to promote the program. So again, we want to thank the foundation very much for this gift, and we'll definitely put it to good use.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Larry. That's really, really inspirational. Everybody did a great job talking about their nonprofits. Really appreciate everybody kind of coming out today. So just to wrap up, I want to thank again all the winners. We just heard from the University of Texas at San Antonio with their CIAS program. We heard from the Cybercrime Support Network, which came in second. We heard our third place winner, which was the National Cryptological Foundation. And of course, our 4 runners up were One in Tech and ISACA Foundation, the Partners in Care from Maryland, the National Cybersecurity Center, and of course, Theorem Media. Now, we're not announcing another grant competition today. I would say stay tuned. Cindy and I we really want to work with the 7 winners. We want to have them on our show. We want to make sure that if there's anything we can do as far as introductions and follow through. There's a good bit of work. We're actually still working a lot with the winners from the first foundation grant award. So,
and we've also realized that the grant winners work together to even amplify their own messages and their own activities. And that's just great to see the organizations continue to help each other through and navigate and get more messaging out there. And we just hope people out there that have time, have the ability, will come to our website, gula.tech, and either look at the previous grant winners or the existing grant winners and do what you can to volunteer, to help, to get involved, because again, it's going to make everybody more safe and better in the future if we get more people involved now.
and also at the website gula.tech, we've got a section on data care. It's not ours. It's not copywritten. Take it, steal it. We're all in this industry. We live in a bubble. As much as we're participating in the largest and best cybersecurity conference, we are in a mere bubble of what the rest of the world perceives about cybersecurity. They don't speak our language. They don't know how to join our workforce. They don't know how to protect themselves. And we really need to be better as cyber citizens, educating them. And I think everybody here embodies that. And we hope to really continue to see through on that.
And again, we can't thank RSA Conference enough to allow us to highlight these winners and really highlight all the companies out there doing great work and working towards being more cyber secure into the future. So thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Congratulations to our winners. Keep up the great work.